quick content note here before we begin this episode of What Am I Rolling? This episode's one-shot, KULT Divinity Lost, is a contemporary horror role-playing game which explores mature adult themes and dark subject matters. Specific content warnings for this scenario, the driver, include guns, gunshot wounds and violence, robberies gone wrong, blood, bodily harm and death, kidnapping and abduction, self-harm to get out of restraints, and fire. So, if you're not in the right headspace just now, please feel free to stop listening and come back if or when you're ready. Thanks again, and stay safe, my friends. Hello, and welcome to What Am I Rolling, a twice-monthly RPG one-shot podcast, hosted by me, Fiona. This week, I'm joined by my friend Reese for KULT Divinity Lost, a highly acclaimed and infamous contemporary horror role-playing game. We live in a world where the sun has set. Fallen angels, twisted demons, and lost gods walk in our midst. So too do our eternal jailers, pitiless beings beyond time itself, striving to keep us imprisoned. Their corrupting influence seeping into every aspect of our existence. They wield almost total control over our top politicians, religious leaders, law enforcement officials, internet celebrities, and media industries. Their only goal is to keep us distracted, passive, and quiet, so we never awake from our trance and see the world as it truly is. In KULT Divinity Lost, the protagonists are people who become involved in or are pulled into events tied to their pasts. Past sins catching up with them, demanding atonement. Childhood fears bubbling up to the surface, manifesting in physical form. These terrors take their shape based on what lurks inside of us. The protagonists are forced to journey into the abyss, perhaps even across the threshold of death itself, only to discover there is no final destination. Death is only the beginning. In KULT stories, the main characters are suddenly awakened from their slumber, and despite everything they thought they knew, they realize that their lives have been a lie. As the reality these characters have carefully constructed around themselves starts to fall apart piece by piece, they begin to glimpse a darker world lurking behind the cracks in the mortar. The illusion is starting to tear. The characters will confront unthinkable horrors, and those who do not perish are changed irrevocably. Glimpse the truth that renders their past lives meaningless, and experience both the sweetness of victory and its rotten aftertaste. Escape your nightmares, strike bargains with demons, and try to stay alive in a world full of pain, torture, and death. You can find out more information about KULT Divinity Lost and grab your own copy on the Helmsgast website. I'll add links to it on the What Am I Rolling website and in this episode's show notes. Originally released in 1991, this current 4th edition of KULT came out in 2018. And features a rule set based on a variant of the Powered by the Apocalypse system. What that means is, on the whole, the game is played through a conversation between the Games Master and the players. During the course of a game session, the Games Master is tasked with describing the scenes and the characters that the players may encounter, events which transpire in the story, and asking the players what their characters are doing. Meanwhile, players will describe what their characters do, as well as adopt the roles of their characters when they converse with each other and with other characters that they encounter. This back and forth conversation continues until a player triggers one of their 10 moves, each one of which is linked to one of their 10 attributes. A move will normally involve the rolling of two 10-sided dice, or 2d10, adding a character's related attribute, doing some simple arithmetic, and then consulting the move text for the outcome depending on the result rolled. A result of 15 or greater is referred to as a complete success, and means that the action takes place exactly as the player character intended. A result between 10 and 14 is referred to as success with complications, and means that the player character did what they set out to do, but there's a complicating factor. Something unexpected or a bit worse of an outcome than what the player character hoped for. And a result or 9 or less is referred to as a failure, and means that the action has consequences that tend to be very bad for the player character. And that's it. That's all you need to know to get started with KULT Divinity Lost. One thing to note is that this particular scenario we're playing today, The Driver, was designed to be played one-on-one and to be improv heavy. Not only does it showcase the system, but it also gives a little taste of the KULT Divinity Lost setting. At the start of the session, I ask our player Reese 3 big questions and give some options for him to choose from. His choices helped influence the direction in which the story went, but your own experience with the driver will naturally differ. One last thing before we begin. Naturally, there are times in this one-shot where the players and myself, mostly myself, get the rules wrong or forget something plot-wise. Whilst we always endeavour to stick to rules wherever possible, at the end of the day, we all make mistakes. And what matters most is that everyone enjoys themselves. So, with all that out of the way, let's play The Driver. So, Reese. We're going to play, obviously, KULT Divinity Lost, which I'm very excited to play with you. It's going to be an excited one-on-one. And, I tell you what we didn't do. Obviously, we've done our lines and veils, which is very important. One thing I love doing, once we've done all the safety stuff and making sure that we're okay to play with each other, is boundaries. Boundaries keep us safe. Boundaries bring us joy. And it's something I've taken from improv. So I would love to know, what are things that excite you, bring you joy in role-playing games, specifically possibly horror games, because that's obviously what we're playing, and it could be anything from, like, I'll give you my examples. So as a GM, I obviously am a big fan of showing the rules off, but I also love general collaborative storytelling. I love jumping from one bit to another. I love tricky situations, certainly in horror stuff, when you're like, this is a bad situation, but walking straight in. I love that sort of stuff because there's something else and you want to know what the answer is. And usually the answer is awful because, again, in role-playing games, your imagination is going wild. And you're like, that's horrific. Similarly, I love descriptions of things as well, like lingering on the details. Obviously, your mileage may vary in terms of graphic horror, etc., like that. Again, we'll if that comes to it, we'll come to it. But like anything that's the little detail that you see, which then expands to a whole pitch of like, oh, this is horrible. Love that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So for you, Reese, what are your boundaries, if you have any, in role-playing games, and anything specifically for horror at all that you can think of just now?
Honestly, the things that really bring me joy is it's the old quote, real horror is watching something approach.
Oh.
It's like you said, there's the thing that you have to step towards it, and there's nothing you can do about it. But also it's the idea of there is something there and it is getting closer, whatever you do. It's that's the, it gives me the little brain goes brrr noise. It's good. That's one of the things that really does bring me joy. I think the descriptions, I think one of the things for the collaborative storytelling element is I like being given time to sit
Ooh.
to really sit with something. So if
Yes.
if something happens, there is a moment, even if there's just a few moments afterwards where it's like, and that's happened.
Yeah, and you feel that impact and you
Yeah.
feel it. Yes, horror is so good for that. So excellent,
Yeah.
amazing. So yeah, so the reason I always ask for foundries, as I said, like off recording, we've talked about like lines of bells are keeping us safe, and it's good to talk about this because then it's that open and then that expectation as well. But often I find when you talk to people outside, people go yes, people go okay, and then they sort of they go, oh, but I can't. It feels a bit constrictive, understandably, and it maybe sucks the energy out of the room, especially if you take a long time over it. So that's why I like just ending it with like foundry supply, like what brings you joy, and then you go, oh well, I know Reese loves sitting in the moment and having that impact. If that organically comes up, I will let that happen. I will help that happen. I just think it gets you into the mood about listening to what other people like. And similar to that, like Stars and Wishes that sometimes we do as a debrief talk, like, oh, I really loved this bit, and I thought that was so cool what you did. It's just keeping an eye out and just again a check in to make sure that people are on the same page.
Yeah.
So great.
Yeah, thank you.
So no, thank
you.
you.
It's a nice one. It's a lovely thing. I hadn't thought that before. It's a good one.
It's fun, and I always keep forgetting to do it. I'm like, no, it's very important to do because again, it gets people excited. So we're going to do the solo scenario called The Driver for KULT Divinity Lost, which is starts off with some multiple choice questions, and then it says a heavy improv session, and I'm like, okay, so that's going to be great. And I feel like this already. I know we're super excited to play this. It's going to be really good. So I am going to ask you. I'm going to read out the little prologue that I have, and then we're going to ask you a couple of questions. Feel free to ask me to reread any of the answers. I don't expect you to pick, but feel free to be like, oh, that sounds interesting. Like, expand on why you would think, if you're in between two choices or anything like that, like voice why you want to go for that route as well, if you see what I mean. Because I'd be interested for the listeners to know your thoughts on why you pick something, even if it's just that feels good. I really like that sort of thing. Like that, you don't need to go into too depth, like philosophical, like that sort of thing.
Cool. Okay. Yeah.
You are fleeing through the desert late at night in an old Dodge muscle car. The AC is broken and the hot desert wind is rushing through the windows. The fuel gauge is on empty, and you expect the engine to fail any minute now. You are fleeing from, and there are 3 options here, a heist gone wrong. Some cop died and your partner, Glover, is lying unconscious in the back seat with an untreated gunshot wound to the gut. If you choose this option, you'll have to tell me what you have stolen. Second option, your former boss and her henchmen. Sometimes you have to take what you can get. This time, the choices were limited. You have your boss's 5-year-old daughter, Destiny, in the back seat. You choose this option, tell me who your boss is and why you are fleeing from her. And the final option, an enemy from your past. You thought you killed them, but now they're back, and you don't seem to be able to get rid of them. In the passenger seat is your spouse, sleeping after being dragged out of bed in the middle of the night and forcing you to flee. Tell me who your enemy is. So you've got a heist that's gone wrong, your former boss and henchman, or an enemy from your past. 3 different options.
I like each of those for different things. I am gonna go with heist gone wrong.
Heist gone wrong. Some cop died, and your partner Glover is lying unconscious in the back seat with an untreated gunshot wound. So, what have you stolen, my friend?
It's it was a painting. It was believed to have been forged, but it turns out that the forgery was given back to the museum and the real one was kept.
Mm. Do you have the painting with you?
Yes.
Is it in a frame, or have you cut it from, I assume, a canvas?
It's a canvas. It was cut from the frame, and it was rolled up and stored in one of those. It's a tube for it's like one of those art canvas transportation tubes.
Yeah.
It's a hard case rather than
What's it a painting of?
It's an abstract. It's lots of vivid reds and browns. It's kind of Rothko-esque, but it's a lot more aggressive. I know it's hard to manage that against a Rothko, but yeah, it's a more aggressive Rothko.
Why this painting? Why have you stolen it?
Opportunity. It's Glover works for the museum, and the opportunity arose to take the painting during a switch over, and it went wrong.
Yes. Okay. Next question. So you have, to your advantage, and you have 3 options here: a .45 pistol with a half-empty magazine containing some custom-made bullets, an old heirloom in the form of a First World War bayonet. It is said that bad things happen when you stroke it with blood. Or an heirloom amulet with a strange green stone no one has been able to identify. Your grandmother or grandparent said it provided protection. So you have a pistol, a World War I bayonet, or a strange amulet with a green stone in it.
We'll go with the bayonet.
Bayonet.
We'll go with the bayonet. Not always. I'm not always keen on having weaponry, but I like the idea of. Was this one where it's like supposed to be a family heirloom as well, or is it?
Yes,
it okay if we shift it to something,
absolutely,
maybe something else that was snatched from? I was going to say snatched or snort. I don't know what the past tense of snatch is.
Snatched, you made take it from a. Well, that leads onto a good question then. So, was this particular heist your first heist, or you took the bayonet with you in this particular instance, or have you done many heists with Glover or by yourself before?
I think this is the first time. This is inexperience. This was this was our first rodeo, and the bull one. It was on the way out, seeing something as a way to. Okay, how in depth do we want to go with this?
Because I'm just taking that inspiration. Go for as in depth as you like. Go for it. Yeah.
So on the way out, the idea was that Glover and I would just leave. Like, Glover makes the switch, we both walk out, we do a handoff with the cop, and the cop then sells it on. Mm-hmm. We split the proceeds. Mm-hmm. On the way out, we were seen. Something went wrong. Someone noticed it, and as an opportunity, I smashed a case next to me, grabbed the bayonet, held Glover at kind of knife point in a kind of, this is a hostage. Yeah. I was behind it all. Mm-hmm. Glover had nothing to do with it, is my hostage. And someone went to take a shot, security shot Glover instead of me. So it was opportunity gone wrong, and now we have a bayonet, a painting, and a bleeding out Glover.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very, very interesting. Next question. You are trying to reach, and you have 3 options here. Someone waiting for you out in the desert. Tell me who it is. A bus stop locker with money and fake IDs inside. Or a remote private airstrip with a plane fueled and ready to go.
We're meeting someone out in the desert.
Who are you meeting outside in the desert?
The Forger.
Do you have a name for them, or are they just known as the Forger?
Just known as the Forger. Glover set all of it up.
And finally, just now, coming up ahead on the highway, you can see another 3 options. An old hotel long past its glory days, a retro gas station with a small store and diner, or a small house looking like a private residence painted in withered sage green.
Hotel.
Hotel. Amazing. So, as you are driving, you see the fuel gauge going lower and lower. You've not heard Glover speak for a little while. You keep checking every so often. You see they're unconscious. You see sort of their chest moving up and down, very shallow breaths, but they seem to have just gone into a state just now. And suddenly the car coughs on its last few drops of gasoline, and it finally dies. The building you saw, that old hotel, is up ahead. You almost reached it before the engine failed, and it rolls to a stop on the side of the road with you inside. What do you do?
Check the mirrors. Go weirdly into safety first. Unbuckle the seat belt.
Mm-hmm.
Going through almost in shock.
Mm-hmm.
Tuck the bayonet into little belt by the side. Take the painting. How late is it?
When do you think you would have done this? This thing. It sounded like you were doing a security swap over.
Yeah.
So would you say that was like? To me, that sounds like a late at night type thing. Myself, yeah.
That's a kind of change over about 11:30, 12, going into the night shift.
I think you've been driving for a couple of hours. I think last you checked, it's probably like 2 or 3 a.m.
How far away is the hotel?
It's a couple 100 yards. It's not too far. You think you could walk it?
It's whether or not Glover could. Yeah. So go to the boot, take the picture out, make sure the picture's secure, bayonet secure, open the door and pull Glover out, and just take off my shirt and cover them with it, and make sure that they're not visibly bleeding, or at least so long as we can get them so long as I can get them to the hotel without it bleeding through.
Yeah, you can see their shirt where they were shot. The blood has come through quite significantly, and yeah, just tying your own sort of maybe a spare shirt or something like around them again. It's still it's coming through, but it's not as much as it was. As you sort of take your hands back, you can see blood as well from before. Looking at the steering wheel as well, you probably had a little bit of blood on that as well. Positioning and gently sort of getting Glover out. There's no resistance to it. They sort of moan a little bit, but again, it's completely sort of catatonic. Again, that state of shock. So they're very easy to move, and that's a good point. We've not really done any descriptions about what people look like. So if you're able to, if you would like to describe your driver for us, you may, if you want to. If you want to be known as the driver for this scenario, that's absolutely great as well. But then a description of Glover would also be good as well. So let's start with you, the driver. What do you look like as the camera sort of pans around as you're sort of bringing out your friend?
The driver, Connor, is about 5'11", but tells everyone he's 6 foot. Was wearing a security guard outfit, a uniform that just it was very clearly, it doesn't fit right. the trousers are just a bit too short, the belt's a bit too tight, and the jacket was just a bit too big.
Mm-hmm.
But the jacket is now like kind of slightly loosely draped around his shoulders, and the security like waistcoaty shirt, like one of those burgundy style, like an usher. That burgundy waistcoat is now kind of wrapped around Glover. Glover, who is the probably like both Connor and Glover are probably in their mid-30s. But Glover looks older and seems not small, but gives off very small energy. You know, they're probably the same height, but everyone thinks that Connor's taller.
Yes. One stood next to each other.
Yeah. Glover is dressed in this burgundy waistcoat, but has like tweed trousers and a button-up shirt and a lot of pens in the pocket, and is wearing some reading glasses as well.
As you sort of are helping Glover get out, again, as I said before, they are slowly sort of you can they're wincing in pain, not necessarily their eyes opening. You can see that somehow there's even like on their glasses like fingerprints of blood, as clearly they were trying to hold the pain in and holding onto the glasses as they were being rushed into the Dodge. And you start to walk towards the hotel.
And this is very much, it's supporting rather than carrying. It's like trying to make it look like they're just arms around each other. No carrying. Glover obviously doesn't need help, but we're just supporting each other here.
Absolutely. So you start to walk towards the hotel, and you can see it again. The very sort of like, how can I put it? Like an old-fashioned hotel. None of these sort of like, in the US now we have these sort of motels, which are like more modern buildings. This definitely seems like a whole sort of house sort of building. The reason you can tell it's sort of a hotel is that there is like a small sign, and it says, like in very sort of faded painted letters on it, just B&B, the sort of original owner's name. You can see there's like a apostrophe S has been sort of just walked through time. It's just not on it on the sort of white picket sort of fencing around it as well with the sign. You can see as you're getting closer that there is like a porch type area, sort of where people would sit out in maybe on a summer's evening and stuff. You can see that there is like what would be like a swing bench that's just gently going in the breeze. There are lights on. Even at this very late hour, there's still lights on. And as you approach, you can see on this porch, not on that swing bench, as I was saying, but like on a stool just sat by the entrance, is an old man, sort of very much wrinkled, as if time itself has sort of impersonated an old man, like very wrinkled, etc. And just looking out into the night, in his hands he has a guitar, and you can, as you get closer and closer, you can hear sort of this vague strumming, no song per se, but the vague sort of chords. And by his feet, which you see as you again slowly sort of go through maybe the fence, opening up the gate very carefully, you see a dog, an old sort of bloodhound. Again, that sort of, you instantly come back to that idea of like dogs looking like their owners or vice versa.
It's just more wrinkle than dog.
More wrinkled than dog, as
it.
if time itself has personified a dog. The dog looks up and sort of sniffs and doesn't growl, but definitely goes, "Ooh," like sort of like makes a noise. The man stops and sort of looks to where you are, but you realize doesn't actually see you, even though you are sort of lit by the light of the hotel, and so calls out and goes, "Is someone there? Who is that, Bruiser? Is someone there?"
Hi. Just trying to put as much calm in the voice as possible. It's like, hi, sorry, sorry we're so late. Do you have any rooms still available?
Yeah, should do. Gosh, it is quite late for you guys to be out.
Yeah, we thought we could make it. We thought we could make it through the desert without stopping, but yeah. tiredness kills.
It's all right.
Yeah.
All right. As you approach again, you see now that this older man, he sort of again is looking for where your voice is, but doesn't necessarily fixate on you with his eyes. You would determine that this particular person seems to be either partially sighted or blind, but clearly has good hearing. He goes, "It's all right. That's why I've got good old Bruiser here." And sort of like leans down to where the dog is, and the dog sort of goes up and sort of nestles.
Hi, Bruiser. Hello. So are there rooms available?
Yes, there should be. You should check with Kathleen. She'll be on desk. Travel
Wonderful.
far, friends?
No. Well, we've got a long way to go.
Long way to go.
We've been traveling a while, but it's just more that we've got a very long way to go. What's your name?
I would love for you to do a roll. I think you're being incredibly calm. Considering
given the situation.
Absolutely. So let's go for it.
Yeah.
I think this would be a keep it together role, because I feel like you're exercising self-control to keep succumbing to the stress and traumatic experiences.
Yeah.
So if you roll plus willpower for me, please. That's the 2d10 plus willpower.
Oh dear. So that's 2 2s on the dice, which plus 1 makes it a mighty 5.
A mighty 5.
I am. Oh dear.
Amazing. Okay, so that is a failure. I'll read out what it is, and we'll talk about it as well. The strain is too much for your mind to handle. I choose your reaction, which is cower and powerlessness in the threat's presence. Doesn't apply here. You panic with no control of your actions. You suffer emotional trauma, which is -2 stability, or suffer life-changing trauma, which is -4 stability. So obviously, it's a bad roll.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I think you panic. You're sort of like, there's been reference to somebody else that could be in this hotel. You looking around, you don't see anything. You can see this particular person, this gentleman, doesn't seem to see you per se, but you have the dog sort of like sniffing, not going towards you or anything like that. It's not right. Something, it's scaring you a little bit. So maybe you're a bit more. I think in this situation, I think you're a bit more brash. You're a bit more sort of like taking things in your own. So you're not, the politeness sort of slips from you a little bit, is what I say. So the gentleman is sort of like is sort of talking to you, and maybe you just enough.
Just where's the fucking rooms? Where are the fucking rooms?
It's just inside, and it sort of points.
Okay, it's not hard. Okay, and we'll head in.
Yeah, you'll head in,
and we'll make sure that the door is closed behind.
Yeah, as you sort of pass with Glover, who again in this whole exchange has been mercifully quiet. You can hear the sort of guitar start up again, and the dog sort of like looks back, and you can hear sort of, "It's all right, Bruiser. It's all right. It's all right." And the dog, you notice, as it looks to you, it doesn't necessarily react to the words of the guy. And you suspect that sort of comment before was that we're perfect together as a pair, that maybe the dog is a bit hard of hearing. It looks good, but it can't necessarily hear. You push your way in. You see a very quaint lobby. You know, imagine the sort of lights are on. There are sofas with like sort of in that sort of horrific sort of flowery fabric that has faded over time. You can see like the indentations of people. Many people have sitting over and over again. You can see that there are like small like half shells filled with leaflets for all the local attractions. And a lot of them you can see old, very old, as if you've been to a dentist office and you just see like, come see the World Fair of like, of 20 years ago, that sort of vibe. You can see a desk at the front, and then behind the desk there seems to be like a corridor which goes off, and you can see many rooms, like sort of many doors leading off from it, and then a staircase at the end indicating more and more levels into the hotel. There's nobody currently at the desk, and it looks like, again, looking around this lobby quickly, you can see there's not necessarily anything in terms of electronics. There doesn't seem to be like a laptop or anything like that to take bookings. No security system or anything like that. The only thing you can see is that on the back of the wall of the lobby, behind the desk, is like keys, loads of keys on hooks. But no Kathleen, no one in the lobby just now. Finally, there is a small bell, as always with these hotels, in the center, and it says "Ring for assistance" on a small card next to it.
Cool. We'll put Glover on the faded kind of chaise longue, indented chaise longue, and we'll kind of check around and duck behind and grab the nearest key.
Amazing. I think this is observe a situation. So if you roll with plus perception, please, and if you succeed, you can get to ask me some questions.
Ooh. Oh my.
No?
Double ones.
You're going to have to get rid of those D10s.
I need to get rid of these. These are bad. They're bad dice. No, you go over here now.
So you still get to ask me a question, even with that failure. So you get to ask a question anyway, but you get no bonus for it or miss something, attract unwanted attention, or expose yourself to danger. So I will make a move. So these are the questions that KULT sort of lists. But I'm very happy for you to be like, I have a different question. That's absolutely fine. So we have the following questions. We have, what is my best way through this? What currently poses the biggest threat? What can I use to my advantage? What should I be on the lookout for? What is being hidden from me? And what seems strange about this?
I think what seems strange about this.
As you sort of, you put Glover down onto the settee, they moan a little bit, like, again, that's just shifting things, but they still sort of remain unconscious and comatose. You, again, quick look around, you can see like the leaflets and all that stuff, and you make a beeline for the keys behind the desk. You go and you're looking for it, and you just, at this point, you're like, oh, just go for any of them. You notice that there are not many keys. And thinking about it, you just pick a random key. It doesn't matter the room number, you just get one. As you put it away, you're suddenly struck by the fact that there's not many keys, but there's no cars outside. There was like maybe a space for a couple of cars, but there seems to be more rooms taken here. And you travel down this sort of highway for many miles. There's no town nearby. There was no sort of places off. No cars here. You take the key. You put it in your pocket.
I'll go. I'll grab Glover. I'll kind of check which room number, and I'll see if I can find that room, and we'll take Glover to the room.
You start to walk down one of the hallways. Again, you can see a very sort of like, again, I'm thinking that really old sort of hotel vibe. So you got the flowery sort of wallpaper, which is a little bit yellowed in places. You can see there are patches of where maybe damp came in at one point, and there's just not been spruced up. The carpet itself is some sort of ancient, sort of old patterned, bit threadbare in places. As you walk past towards where your room number is, it's actually at the end of this hallway. It's not necessarily up or down any of the stairs. You can see that there's like small tables, like little like hallway tables or stuff with like lights on them as well, which are, are electric. And you can see that there are like flowers. Like as you get closer to them, you realize that they're fake. There's no way that could be that sort of magnificence in this area. And so as you're sort of going through, you feel it's quiet. Yes, understandably, it's 3 a.m., but the lights are all on, and you don't hear any noises from any of the rooms you pass. But slowly but surely, again, with that carefulness, you're bringing Glover with you, you get to your door. Let's say, for purposes, it's number 13.
Ooh. So yeah, we'll open room number 13 and like check, make sure no one's looking, duck inside. put Glover on whatever surface is nearby, whether it's a bed or a chair or whatever it is, head immediately to the bathroom, start washing up, take off the security jacket, and like has just got this shirt, like plain white work shirt underneath, and just washing as much of the blood off as possible. And then gonna go and see if I can find anything, like take off the pillowcases and use it to try and put pressure on Glover's wound, do anything possible to try and stop, like make sure Glover is okay.
The room itself is a very, very typical sort of twin bedroom. You can see again not much wallpaper here, but there's that sort of weird sort of like texture on the walls. I think it's called like orange peel or something. Like there's a little bit of texture. There's a very off-white beige. The light, as you sort of turn it on again, it feels very warm as you go in. And as soon as you shut the door, you feel that sense of relief. You as you said, put Glover on one of the beds, and as you're washing again, you just see that sort of the blood coming from off your hands and stuff, not your blood, going down into that drain hole and taking off the shirt and removing it gives you that sense of relief for now, as you're sort of like, and you go and grab the pillowcases. There's one on each. Again, it feels very what's the word? It doesn't feel like a 5-star hotel, as so to speak. So you take one of the things, and as you sort of go over and apply that pressure, Glover sort of moves up underneath you, and you see their eyes sort of flutter open a little bit and sort of look to you. Hey, hey, are we okay?
Yeah, we're fine.
Okay,
we're fine. Just you rest. Let me know what you need. Okay.
Water.
Yeah, no trouble. I can get water. We got loads of water.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
Hey, no. Hey. No sorries. What do we say?
Sorry.
It was a risk.
It was a risk. Yeah.
It was a risk. No risk without reward, or reward without. You know it better. Say it. Okay, so
no
I'll get you water.
Reward.
You keep telling me.
telling me. No risk.
Keep telling me. Okay.
No risk without reward.
Yeah, there we go. See, no risk without reward.
No risk without reward. What happened to the guy?
There was. I don't think they're following us. Okay.
Okay.
We'll be fine.
Okay.
We're going to be fine.
Okay.
I took care of it. And I'm going to take care of you now, okay? We're going to make it through. Okay? Okay? Now just keep talking. Keep no risk without reward. No risk without reward. Okay, I'm going to get some water, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Is there a glass, or is there like one of those like tumblers that you get?
Yeah. Like you go into the bathroom and you take like a tumbler, and you start again using that same like tap and stuff like that. You take a moment, and like again the water comes through, and you can hear Glover mumbling, "No risk without reward. No risk without reward." And you fill up the water, and you heading back, and as you sort of probably help them leaving up a little bit, and they drink from it, the water sort of spills down their chin a little bit, but they gratefully receive the water. And they're sort of mumbling, but you can see them sort of slowly going back into unconsciousness a little bit. So you sort of lie them back down, making sure that they've swallowed, and just make sure that they're in a position. And you sort of make sure that pillow is tied to the thing. The blood, it's easing, but
yeah,
you need to get to a hospital at some point.
Okay, hey, you rest. Keep talking. Keep doing whatever you need to do. I'm going to go find a sewing kit. Okay?
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. I'm going to go find a sewing kit. And if you die, I'll fucking kill you. Okay?
If you die, I'll fucking kill you.
Okay. I'll be back. Just keep going. And I'll take the bayonet and I'll leave the leave the painting there.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make sure the door's locked, and I'll go back down to the reception, see if I can find a sewing kit.
Yeah, you make it back to the lobby, no problem on that front. Again, the lights still on, everything like that. Yeah, you get back to the front of the lobby. No one in there. Just the same thing, the same room that you saw before. The keys behind the desk, and the bell on the desk.
We'll duck behind, see if there's a sewing kit or anything there. Normally, there's like the little pack sewing kit.
Yeah.
Or see if there's anything like that.
I'd love for you to investigate for me, please. That's roll
Amazing.
plus reason.
I am using different dice now.
Good.
Because what, like, I'm all for the possibility of failure, but the certainty of failure just, yes, I don't know. Maybe
that was pretty bad, yeah.
Okay, which one was this, sorry?
So this is investigate, so it's a roll plus reason.
Ooh. That is a 16.
Hey, amazing. A full success. Yeah. So you will find a sewing kit, no problem, but you also get to ask me some questions. I guess investigate here is obviously investigating more of a mystery, but so I'll say what the questions are, but then again, I'm happy for you to ask me 2 questions of anything that's just about the situation, because I think that's quite relevant here. So how can I find out more about what I'm investigating? What is my gut feeling about what I'm investigating? Is there anything weird about what I'm investigating? So obviously, you were trying to find stuff. Maybe it was more perception of anything else. But I like the fact you've got the thing. But I think, yeah, you being in this hotel, having a chance, knowing that Glover is a safe space, you can ask me any questions about this place.
What's my gut feeling about this place?
I think now that you've calmed down a little bit, and because I think you were focused, you're like, need to get out, need to get out, need to get out. You've constantly been in adrenaline mode. Now that adrenaline's gone a little bit, and you've kind of realized that you're in this hotel. The only person that knows you're here is sat outside the front. Doesn't know what you look like. But it comes back to like looking at that. Yeah, as you're sort of looking at the keys on the board, there are many missing keys indicating that the room's occupied. But you didn't see any of the cars. There was no cars outside. It strikes you as odd. Maybe, I don't know if Connor is the one that goes to hotels a lot, but you didn't see any bus stops, you didn't see any transportations. So a lot of rooms have been taken. Now that you think about it, that's weird.
Can I see any room numbers of ones that have been, of keys that have been taken?
Very good question. As you're looking at them, you notice that a lot of them, they're all sort of dotted about, various numbers and stuff. You can see that some of the numbers are clearly on upper floors, perhaps. 1 or 2 of them on the ground floor where you are currently. There doesn't seem to be like any pattern. There's not like, only prime numbers or anything like that. But you would say what it looks like. There's roughly about 30 rooms. And it looks like a good third of them, and now including yourself, are occupied.
I'm going to make a note, like kind of in my head, of if there's ones anywhere near 13.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't, there's not ones directly next to 13. No.
Cool. It just means how much noise we can make, and how much, like, if there's any issues, that if we need to get out of there, then we can find another way. But also I'll try and find like the closest to 13. Yeah.
You sort of having a look around, you see there are 2 on this floor. You think number 7 and number 5.
Okay. I'll take the sewing kit, and I'm gonna start heading back to the room. And as I pass 7, I'm just gonna knock a little, like, tap tap.
Okay.
If anyone's awake.
You tap. You sort of like take a moment and you just big tap. Don't hear anything.
Tap again.
You tapping again?
Yeah, tap again.
Okay. All right. Again, you just gentle tap. I feel this is observing a situation, because you're trying to gauge what's happening on the other side of this door. So roll plus perception.
Okay. Ooh. Perception, and that'll be 11.
11. Okay, you can get to ask one of these questions here. So, again, asking another question. So, what's my best way through this? What currently poses the biggest threat? What can I use to my advantage? What should I be on the lookout for? What has been hidden from me? And what seems strange about this?
What should I be on the lookout for?
You've been in this hotel for a good maybe half an hour, Phil. You've taken your time to like wash your hands, make sure Glover is okay. You haven't seen Kathleen or any night staff this whole time. The only person was outside. Where's the staff?
Okay. Cool. I'm going to take the bayonet.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to just check around.
Mm-hmm.
This is the closest door. This is the closest room that anyone, like, is any indication that there is anyone nearby?
Yeah.
No response from them. I'm going to take the bayonet, jam it next to the door handle, and see if I can open the door.
Absolutely. I'm not going to make you roll for that because I quite like that. Sort of like looking around, you taking this risk. You jab it in, just a little bit of fiddling, and then the door unlocks. Do you open it?
Yeah.
The door sort of opens slowly. Pitch blackness reaches you. You see maybe like a foot or so in. It looks like a very similar layout to what your room is. Like the way it sort of indicates like the bathroom's probably off to the right. There's a door that goes off there, but straight thing about it is currently pitch black.
I'll turn on the light.
You flick on the light. The light, again, momentarily sort of like blinds you, and you see same layout to your room. Twin beds, that sort of orange peeled texture on the walls. No one in this room. The beds look made. The only difference is that off to one side, there looks to be like a suitcase, slightly unpacked in places. You can see like the casting off of like a suit jacket or something like that. You can see there's a coat being hung up maybe behind the door. No one in it though.
Hello? Room service?
You sort of slowly make your way into the room and you look. I'll give you a choice. Are you going to go into the room and like investigate fully, or are you just sort of looking around?
Currently just looking around because I've still got the sewing kit and I still need to see to Glover.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm just gonna have a quick glance around, and if no one's in there, no one's in there. They've just locked it and gone out for the night. Maybe.
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 Absolutely. I think this is another observer situation. What I'm going to say is that you're acting on like the answers. Like you're. I think because you're concerned about like what's going on, so it's going to be another +1 to your roll to observe the situation. Okay. So roll perception +1.
Ooh, that's a 15.
Yeah, 15.
18, 19.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Damn.
I knew I'd see. I'm a perceptive soul. Is this guy?
You're a perceptive soul, and those new dice. Amazing.
Oh, I'm loving these new dice, not gonna lie. I can see so much with them.
So yeah, you get to ask me 2 questions. The same ones as before when you're coming in, but happy for you to what would occur to Connor at this point in terms of questions?
Okay. What currently poses the biggest threat?
As you go into the room and you're looking around, you can see that this coat is quite a big coat. Like, again, looking at it, it's not like a raincoat or anything like that, but it's clearly quite one for like warmth. It is quite late. So if they've gone out for the night, where, like, surely they should be home by now. This is the middle of nowhere in the desert. Like, where would they have gone to? And as you sort of turn around, you're looking at the beds. And they are made, the beds. But you notice that on one of the beds, probably the closest one to the window, there's a slight. You look at it and you realize it isn't made. It's a little bit ruffled, but like if you'd got into bed and you had like got the covers up for you, but then had managed to get out of the bed without leaving the covers. It's that sort of thing. So it's not perfect or pristine. There's definitely some wrinkles there, but yeah, it looks like it has been slept in. But yeah, it doesn't look like someone's burst out of bed or anything like that.
Cool.
You get another question as well.
What's being hidden from me?
You take a moment and you look at the suitcase, and maybe you go through that a little bit, seeing if you can. It's just something. Again, there's something weird about it. You find a wallet that has an individual, like business cards and clearly some sort of traveling salesperson. You can see they've got a picture of a family. You've got the coat itself. There's like keys, car keys, all that sort of thing in there. Where is this person? Someone was sleeping here, and they're not here now. And you think back, like, you've not seen a single living person in this hotel.
Cool. I'm going to take the jacket and the wallet. And does the picture look anything like me? Whoever this person was.
Yeah, great.
Could I get away with, like, even like a glancing?
Yes, I really like that. I think, because it's one of those like IDs, which is clearly like 10 years old. So like definitely a younger person. So absolutely, you could use that as a thing. I really love that idea. Yeah.
So, yeah, gonna take that. Gonna head back to room 13. Gonna unlock it and check and just make sure that Glover that they're okay, and make sure that if need be we can start like. And I'm gonna go. If they're okay, I'm gonna head back down to the reception. And I'm going to make sure to lock the door so that nothing's getting in to get Glover.
You open the door, and as you close it, you turn around to where you left Glover. Glover isn't there. I would love for you to act under. Let's keep it together. Keep it together.
Keep it together.
Roll plus willpower, please.
Oh my god. That is 9.
Okay, I am going to give you -2 stability on this.
Cool.
Yeah, you turn around and they are not there. You see that the bed is like where they were, like the pillows and stuff like that. Like even the pillow that you were holding is still there, and there's blood on the bed, but no Glover at all. So suddenly your heart, that adrenaline comes back, and you just feel it. Yes, unfortunately, -2 stability. So I believe now
I'm currently shaken.
You're shaken. Yes, so serious stress. What do you do?
Immediately, like, run down to the reception, start dinging the bell, just like ding, 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 ding.
Yeah. You start. You go, and you just start going. You start running, and you ding. Nothing happens. Like the sound of that bell just echoes around the lobby, echoes around the room that you're in. If we sort of moved out a little bit, people could hear it from outside, but no one comes.
Kathleen? I'm gonna head outside to the old man and Bruiser.
The sound of the door. Again, you could just hear as you open it, that sort of night air, the noise of crickets and cicadas again sort of enters the thing, and the guitar is playing the chords. Just obviously suddenly stops because you're just sort of out there, and the dog looks up at you, and the old man is just looking straight ahead. Hello?
Where is it? Where is everyone? Where have they gone?
Well, they'll be sleeping.
No, they're not sleeping. Where is everyone? I've been ringing the bell. Kathleen isn't turning up. I've been like, Glover's gone, and I don't know what the fuck is going on, old man. I would really, really like to know, where is everyone? Just where are they?
Well, Kathleen should be on the shift. Oh, that's interesting. Sort of sighs a little bit. Are you running from something?
No. Why would I be running from something? That's ludicrous. I just want to fucking sleep for the night, okay? And my friend has gone. So I would really, really enjoy, one, knowing where they are, and two, what the fuck is going on.
People with secrets and running from things often disappear.
I'm sure they do, but I'm not one of them. So where do they disappear to?
Well, into the hotel, of course. You can see the old man sort of like puts down the guitar. Goes, I need you to be truthful. Did your friend do anything? Were they uh, hurt or injured?
They'd been hurt. Yeah, yeah. There was an accident.
Oh, yep, I will do it.
They'll do what?
You see, he starts to get up slightly and goes, "Take me, if you would, take me, take me inside. I'll I'll have a word."
Mm. Okay, okay, okay. Fine, fine. Yeah, come on, Bruiser.
Yeah, the bruiser sort of like pads in slowly after you guys. He motions for you to taking him around to the desk, and he sort of starts to feel his way. And you can see sort of he's looking under where you'd found that sort of medicine kit. And he pulls out like a big hotel ledger. He sort of sits it down, and it's a little bit dusty as well. The leaves of it are curled a little bit, and he sort of opens it, and you can see there's a little bit of braille that's inside it as well. Clearly, at some point he was able to like run this hotel himself. And he goes, let me see," and he sort of starts to run down. It goes, and he sort of points, and he goes, "Yep, I'm so sorry. Feels like your reservation has just been cancelled."
What do you mean cancelled? How can it check under room 7?
And he sort of goes through, finds the right page, goes, "Oh, yes, they've checked out as well."
No, I'm here.
No,
See?
no.
And I would show the ID. It's just that I have my ID here.
Hmm. I must speak with concierge. And he sort of like takes a moment, and you can see he's often. It looks like he's in deep thought, staring straight ahead. And he goes, "Do you have something of your friend, like a picture, a an item?
Um,
It's the only way I can bring them back out of storage." You see, a long time ago, this hotel, it there was an accident. A accident that, well, some choices were made, and now there are consequences. We were saved by the concierge, but every so often the concierge acts out and takes those it deems uh, worthy is not the word I'd use, but it's attracted to things, secrets, problems. And he sort of goes through the sort of ledger and goes, "Yes, the couple in number 3. Oh, that was a terrible affair." And he starts to go through and he starts to describe like various families, individuals, all sort of each of them having their own sort of issue, a dark secret of some sort. Checked out a lot of them. Concierge sorted them.
where does the concierge take them?
Oh, to their room, of course. And sort of like indicates like there's maybe like a sort of pulls out like one of those emergency sort of like fire escape maps and points to sort of a room on the first floor. I would be careful. Do you wish to take your friend back? Concierge might not let them go.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No problem. No problem. Thank you for your help. I really appreciate, really just stellar fucking work here, mate. Thank you. Thank you so much. And we'll head back to the room and try and find something like, I'll take the pillowcase covered in Glover's blood.
Yeah, absolutely. You head back in, like bashing the door open. As you look, you can see that the bed itself, where Glover was, there's definitely like a patch of blood that's sort of gone through. And looking at the bed now, considering what you saw in room 7, similar thing of that bed looking unmade, as if someone was there, but they're not. And as you put your hand, this is all taken in a matter of minutes, it's still warm where Glover was, the sort of that body heat was coming through. You can see like again, you didn't really undress Glover in any way, but there's still like the bloody pillow that was there. You've got stuff that maybe they gave you with the security stuff. Maybe you even have something in the car. You'll definitely have something of theirs. What is it?
It'll be a lighter.
Mm-hmm.
Even though neither of us smoke.
No.
But they gave me a lighter as a birthday present.
Yeah.
Years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I've kept it.
It's probably got like a little like an image on it of some sort to indicate it, like of yours, like a
it's just a sunset.
Sunset.
Mm-hmm. Or a sunrise. I mean, it depends on your perspective, I suppose, but it's a sunset.
Mm-hmm. You grab the lighter and you turn, and for a moment, as you turn and you sort of look towards the wall of where the door is, etc., where the sort of room opens out from the bathroom, you see in the orange peel of the wall, for the briefest of moments, it looks like the way the sort of the texture is, looks like a face, like some sort of like about fairly big, maybe 2 or 3 feet across. The face sort of looking out to you, nondescript, not necessarily a face you recognize, but it looks like it the way the pattern is. And as you stop and pause, and you blink, the face shifts and changes as it starts to sort of motion itself, starts to move itself out from the wall. What would you like to do?
Get the fuck out of there. I'm going to get the fuck out of there. I'm going to take the, I'm going to go. I'm going to run. I'm going to run.
Sounds good. I feel, we'll do a keep it together roll plus willpower.
Cool. Oh my God. Okay. That is an 11.
An 11. You book it, essentially. You just see this, like every time you sort of like look back, as soon as you don't have your eyes on that thing, it moves. Whatever it is, it starts to sort of move out from the wall. You can see hands starting to appear as you sort of go over the twin beds, essentially. What I'd love for you to do is that you're going to get a condition. You can see it on your sheet. I'd love for you to choose one. So you could become angry, become sad, become scared, become guilt-ridden, become obsessed with a +1 relation, whatever caused it, become distracted, or be haunted by the experience at a later time. What would you feel in this moment that would happen to Connor? What do you feel?
I think obsessed.
Yeah. I
obsessed
love that.
with the thing coming out the wall.
Great. So I'd love you to just write down somewhere just +1 relation with the concierge.
Mm-hmm.
You book it out of the room, and as you do, you turn to try and shut the door, and the door just shuts automatically, and you hear like the inner lock, And now you're staring at a locked room 13.
Run back to the reception with the lighter in hand and just slam it down on the reception in front of the old man and just say, there, that's theirs. Do whatever thing you have to do to bring them back. Just do it. Where's the room?
The old man sort of picks up the lighter and feels the weight of it in his hand, and then looks at you directly. Again, eyes not necessarily focused, but actually just, it looks like for a moment just turning towards you. This is a setup. Glover set you up. Why do you think they initiated you taking a painting of all things? They were going to send you down for it regardless.
Bullshit. No, thank you. No. No. You don't fucking know. You don't know what's going on. This is a big fucking thing that is, this is an, what the fuck is it? What is it? It wasn't okay. One, it wasn't a setup. We had an equal part in, but I don't have to fucking justify this to you. You, whatever this is, the thing coming out of the wall, what is it? And if you say the concierge, I swear to God, I will put your dog in a room. No, I won't. I'm sorry. That's not fair. I won't do that, but I swear to God, I will burn this place to the fucking ground. What is it?
The accident happened and I prayed so long. You can see the man sort of goes back through the books. I had my flaws, my problems with money, gambling debts, and I sunk everything that she loved about this hotel. Sacrificed everything, and it wasn't enough. And then finally, we were saved. The concierge came and said that as long as we had guests, we would never be out of business. We would never be out of pocket, out on the streets. It took Kathleen first. And then it has a picky diet, taking people who would come to a hotel in the middle of the night, in the middle of nowhere, except if you were running from something. That's why I asked if you were running from something, and now this guarantees it. Secret. It likes secrets. It feeds on them. And where else to hide your dirty little secrets of a hotel? A liminal temporary space where you can be exactly who you want to be. Your friend isn't who they say they are.
My friend knows more about me than anybody else. So I don't keep secrets from them, okay? Mm-hmm. So I don't have secrets from them. They don't have secrets from me. So you know what? That's a hole in your fucking plan right there, mate. So what I'm going to do is I am going to find my friend, because they have probably, and I don't care how fucking picky this thing's diet is, I'm going to find it and I'm going to make it give me back my friend. Okay? And tell you what, I fucking bet you that I can bring them back.
Well,
so,
should you need assistance, pushes the bell towards you. Just ring.
I'm going to take the bell. Just going to take it. Going to take it, put it in my pocket. Fucking point. It's like, yeah, swear to fucking, and just be muttering, just like bayonet just out now and walking through the halls and just, it's on the first floor, right?
Yeah. You know where the I'm not going to make you roll for it, but yeah, you have this sudden grip of determination. You are, this feeling, this sort of anger that whatever this was, this fucking hotel has taken your friend, and that insidious man, like, this is a trap, and you know this going upstairs that Glover was the weak option, the vulnerable spot. And so it's definitely, it is taunting you. And as you sort of make your way through, you can see, as you're sort of going through, you can see the walls themselves. As you're looking at it, you don't hear anything or see anything, but it feels like it feels small going through it. Like, you can feel that the pressure of the thing is on you a little bit.
And every now and then we'll just kind of run the bayonet along the wall and just rip some of the wallpaper off.
Oh, that's really cool. Okay. I'm going to make you roll for this because I love that's going to happen, obviously, but I want you to act under pressure so that because I feel this is risky, right? You're so roll plus coolness for me, please.
Oh, that is a 17.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
These new dice.
These new dice.
Amazing.
Yes.
Love it. So you do what you're intended. Amazing. You're doing it. You're scraping, like you're angry. Actually, you feel it now. This like burning, like you're tired. You've had a long day. This adrenaline, and now you're being. God knows what is going on here. You scrape the walls, and it leaves those big gouges in it. And as you walk past it, underneath the flowery wallpaper isn't like sort of a white plasterboard or the anything like that. It looks red and brown. As you start to walking towards the stairs itself, you can see, like, actually looking at the stains and stuff like that, you can see that that it looks almost like claw marks in a way, the way it's sort of like shaping going through it. You go up these stairs, it's a very, very old-fashioned wooden stairs, each step creaking as you're going up, but you do not give a fuck at this point.
Yeah, bayonet into the banister and just dragging it up each bit and just walking up and each time just gouging as much like as possible. And every now and then flipping to the other hand and just dragging along the other side.
Yeah.
And just being like, concierge, I am in need of assistance.
You get to the top of the stairs, and the corridor is very similar to the corridor layout from below. At the end of this corridor, you can see there is a door, which is where it's sort of indicated that the concierge's office is. The door is already open, and there's a light coming through it. And there's lights throughout all the things. But as you sort of get to the top, there's a moment you pause as your eyes adjust to what you see in front of you. You see, it's almost like the space, like a negative space, like the way the world shifts around it. It's like for example, it closes in a little bit towards the end of this corridor, but you can see like a shape of an individual, but it's almost like a negative space. Everything around it indicates the outline of it. You can see like ways like pitches bend towards it to create like the shape of an arm outside, and as it sort of stands there, that void, it's almost like a magic image. You see it for a second, this person standing at the end of this corridor, as the whole corridor has formed around it to indicate its presence.
Oh, I hadn't thought what I was going to do after this point. And we'll just look at it and try and figure out what it is.
I love that.
Whether it's the hotel or whether it's something in the hotel or whether it's something. And it's because I'm obsessed with it. I want to figure it out.
It's an impossible puzzle, like that sort of thing, isn't it? So I would give it to you. I feel this feels like a read a person type thing. You're trying to read this individual. That's gonna be roll plus institution. Intuition. Sorry. I would say I'm gonna give you a +1 on this as well because you're obsessed with it. Because again, you're focused on it, right? So you're gonna roll plus intuition +1 as well.
8 on the dice. Intuition is 1, and an extra 1 is 10.
Ooh, okay. So you got to ask me one question. So again, these questions are related to this, but again, I'm very happy for you to ask me a question as well. So the questions for reader person are you lying? How do you feel? Am I lying? How do you feel right now? What are you about to do? What do you wish I would do? Or how can I get you to do X? So obviously, normally reader person is obviously an individual like you're speaking to. But I feel like, again, you can interpret those questions any way you want or ask me a question. But yeah, only one question.
Okay. Now, 30 minutes ago,
yeah,
the question would have been, how can I get you to release Glover? Question is now, what do you want me to do?
Interesting. I love that. I've just sort of stood at the top. It's almost like sort of standoff you're having with the corridor, seeing the light shining through, creating this sort of negative outline of this individual. You're staring into sort of the full, something that you cannot comprehend. Sure, maybe you could have explained away the face in the orange peel textured walls as something. Perhaps at late night you're on adrenaline. This is impossible. And you can feel this person, this entity is focusing on you. You get a flash of something, like almost like sort of an image in your mind. And you think back to like looking at the business card, you think back to the number of people this person was talking about, the old man talking about down the lobby, and how what they must have done, whether they got taken from their beds in the middle of the night with this creature sort of enveloping them, pulling them down into the bedspreads, eating them, essentially. Whether the couple in number 3, if one of them has taken the other partner in a similar position to you, just retracing those steps over and over again. This entity wants you to submit to it. And suddenly you see it happen. The hotel around you, the stairs around you, the banister suddenly shifts and warps. Not into necessarily a hand or anything like that, but the way that construction sort of moves, and it goes towards to try and grab your hand with the bayonet in it. I guess, what would you like to do? Because it's going to try and like grapple that hand with the bayonet in it. You can avoid having to kind of try and dodge out of the way of it, because it will hurt if it grabs you. So it'll be like roll plus reflex. But equally, if there's anything else you would like to do, I'm open to hearing it.
I think I'm gonna try and flinch out of the way of it, but because I don't want to get stuck. Yeah, I don't want to get stuck there. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, let's roll avoid harm. So roll plus reflexes for me, please.
Ooh, that's reflex. That is 12. God, I love these.
This dice is great. That's so really happy. That's good. So yeah,
I mean, I got blooming snake eyes earlier, so I feel like I'm owed this.
Yeah, you need this back. Yeah. I love it. So you avoid the worst of it, but the GM decides if you end up in a bad spot, lose something, or partially sustain harm. The way this sort of the banister sort of reaches out, it looks like it's going to try and like grab your wrist. And again, you almost have that sort of flash of like it was going to grab your wrist to stab you with your own bayonet. You manage to avoid that, but it gets a good, for a moment, it has you on the wrist and you have to wrench your wrist out of the thing, giving you a level of harm. So you take that. That is a serious wound. So from now on, you have a -1 ongoing to all of your rolls. You still have your bayonet, but you've taken that level of harm. And so, yeah, you can feel like you don't think it's broken, your wrist isn't broken, but definitely there is it isn't a serious amount of pain. It's like almost like that full-on oak wood that was about to wrap around and then clearly force you to do something. Cool. So I think you would I would assume step forward as, again, little bit by bit, almost like stop motion style, this banister sort of comes and sort of cuts off your exit, so you cannot go back down the stairs.
Okay.
All this time, the entity has not moved. from what you can tell. What would you like to do?
I'm going to swap hands and hold the bayonet in the other hand, and just kind of tuck the one hand into the other armpit and just kind of be like, okay, so that's how we're playing this. Okay. Just what the fuck are you? Yeah, I want to get Glover back, but what the fuck is this? How do you just casually stroll around waiting until people are fucking desperate? Do you roam around, or is it just, did they just fucking find you? Did they turn over a fucking secret rock somewhere and find you popping out of it like some sort of some fucking shit moss? I don't know. What are you? And words, come on. Use your inside voice. Come on.
The entity starts to walk towards you, or rather, the corridor starts to warp, so you can see it is getting closer to you as it's sort of the outline is coming for it. You're shouting this at it. You're screaming these words at it. You can see as hotel doors go behind it. It's almost like oh, I don't know. It's like is it Doppler effect? I can't remember where this. It sort of almost goes around it slightly. That's sort of like you can see it. Well, and that's Doppler is sound, isn't it? But it's like that sort of warpingness around it
as well.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
Let's say it can.
You see like these doors warp around it and sort of like goes. But as it starts to go, you can see there are cracks in the walls. Like clearly, this energy of it just sort of moving through and breaking and remaking reality as it goes. As you say, use words. It stops. And you can see again the sort of outline of the hand goes into a space with the wall. And you see it sort of then brings out a body. An individual you don't recognize. It looks to be like a femme-presenting individual. Looks like wearing a hotel staff uniform. You can see on it says, again, maybe it's closer to you now, but you see it says Kathleen's B&B, and sort of monogrammed, and sort of holds her up. And their head sort of snaps open. This sort of much older lady, sort of curly hair, at one point would have been probably dyed red. As she sort of opens her eyes, you see there are no eyes at all. And then she starts to speak. But what I would love for you to do first, before that happens, is a keep it together roll. As this entity is just literally pulled out Kathleen, what you would assume to be Kathleen, from a space in a wall.
And so this is -1 because I'm already I'm shaken.
Yeah.
And another -1 because I'm injured.
Disadvantage. I would say it is a disadvantage. Okay, we're doing it a little bit differently here, but I do think it's quite a serious situation. You are very stressed. You're injured with that -1 going on, and I know you will have a +1 for something. Keep it together, willpower. So I think overall it's totals to a -1, I believe.
Cool. And disadvantage or
disadvantage is slightly different.
Yes, of course. So it's just
So I'm just gonna we're gonna factor that in that it would have been a -1 anyway, but we're just gonna you understand what I mean. So just a -1 to this roll.
That would be 6.
Okay.
These so good dice at the last moment
betrayed you, my friend.
I betrayed myself.
Just a very gentle lady's voice starts to come out and speaks to you, but you know very clearly that this person is dead. If anything, the way this hand went and picked her out is almost as if in a sort of weird sense, if you're trying to make sense of it, is like opening up a linen closet and then unfolding like a sheet or something.
Oh, no. Oh, don't like that.
If anything, like almost like as if she was like a sheet or a paper or fabric and just throwing about. You can see the creases of where she was. And then obviously it's brought into this sort of realization again, that weird sort of stop motion type thing. And she starts to speak to you. Seeing that, however, I would say, I feel like you suffer life-changing trauma, so it's going to be a -4 stability.
Oh, cool. Yeah, no, why? It's all good. I am now at irrational So before she says anything, we'll immediately take the bayonet and just plunge it into her.
Amazing. Yeah, let's do it. I love that. Yeah, you just go, absolutely not. Yeah, you just
No.
go, yeah, brilliant. Great. So this is you engaging in combat. Because yeah, this is like an able opponent. Explain how you do so, which again, you're just gonna get the bayonet in your good hand and almost like try and tear through her. A roll plus violence for me, please.
Now, viewers at home, I decided to put a -1 in violence because I'm a little soft boy. So that and -3 disadvantage to rolls.
Back.
I'm gonna have a hell of a time, especially if I roll a 5. So that's -3. So that would be 2.
Yep.
-1 is 1.
Your attack doesn't go as anticipated. You might be subjected to bad luck, miss your target, or pay a high price for your assault. The GM makes a move. So yeah, you instantly go, no, you've seen, you sort of almost go back to that flashback of like the moment where you had the knife and you had Glover and people telling you to put the knife down and you didn't, you like, you wanted to say something. You were like, no, it's me. I was the one behind it all. And that shot to Glover, missing you, cutting you off. The same sort of thing here. You can see that this individual, this fabric outline, which still has like what looks like veins still in it, it's like still pumping whatever is remaining of this creature. You're like, whatever it's going to say to you, you don't need. So you lift your hand high, and something stops you. Something grabs that hand, and as you look around, you see the way that this hotel is sort of coming towards you and is sort of grabbing you. You see like the hallway tables are starting to sort of warp underneath you. You can see like floorboards underneath you creaking and cracking, like wrapping around your ankles. The thing that has got your hand with the bayonet in, it's like one of the light fittings that sort of come down and snaked around like a snake around your hand, and it's tight. You can feel like the hotness of the light bulb right close to the back of your hands, like giving you intense pain as a result. I'm going to give you some harm. I'm going to give you another point of harm as it burns into your hand. I'm going to say you don't drop the knife because you've taken that harm. The voice happens. It still speaks. Well, we here at Kathleen's B&B, we just want everyone to have a lovely time. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to have a lovely time forever and ever. Your friend Glover just need a little bit of TLC. So they're perfectly happy now. As will you be. We'd love to have you as our honorary guest.
Oh, fuck. Oh, yeah, killing me, Kathleen. Yeah. Oh, you're killing me. Okay.
It's as you said. There's no risk without reward. And the light fitting is going to try and pull your arm down to your side, trying to make you let go of the knife in your hand. What would you like to do in this situation? What are you thinking?
I'm just going to start babbling, just saying, when I was 12, Richard bit himself and blamed it on me, and I didn't say that it wasn't me, but I should have said it wasn't me. At the age of 15, I think I called someone and then hung up, and they then called me back and they said that I called them, but actually I said I had no idea what they were talking about, and it was just I was trying to do a prank phone call and it just didn't work, but I still lied to them about it, didn't tell anyone about that one. And just start telling every single secret I have ever kept.
That is
every single
so
thing
good.
as any moment that haunted me, any minute that I kept something from someone else, and I just pour it out.
That is so good. Oh, Amazing. Okay. I think this is an act under pressure roll. You're
Yeah.
trying to avoid danger. Because what's basically going to happen, I will tell you this, is that if this is failed, I'm going to make you endure an injury, which is going to be roll plus fortitude minus harm. Because this is quite serious. Like, it basically, what is going to happen if you fail is that this light fitting, this thing that's holding your knife, is going to try and wrench your arm and break it behind your back. So you're trying to distract it in some way by saying these things. So that's an act under pressure roll. I would say you're going to get a +1 for it because you're engaging with the entity. You know things about it. You know it likes secrets. That's what it feeds on. So absolutely, that's going to be a +1 in your favor for act under pressure.
Okay, act under pressure. Let's do this.
You've got this, man.
It's 13.
13. You do it, but hesitate, delayed, or must deal with a complication. The GM reveals an unexpected item at high price or a difficult choice. So your words, like, you can feel the hotness of that bulb on the back of your hand as it's, you're struggling. You can feel it struggling. So you're doing that, and as you're talking directly to this puppet, this voice of Kathleen, it stops before going the full way, like trying to break your arm. So you bought yourself some time, absolutely. With a complication, you can see behind this entity again. Because you can see right through it. You can see the light from the concierge's office, and you can see multiple like shelves, and you can see there are these folded similar fabrics. You see stacks upon stacks upon stacks of these, like, presumably once people absorbed, changed into playthings of this hotel, like souvenirs, like a souvenir, kitchen towel. You can see that behind it, though, more and more of those fabric things are starting to sort of come down and sort of float out, and you can see men, women, children, a whole range of individuals. And if you think back to that old man downstairs who's just sacrificed everything to make this hotel work for his wife, his partner, never saw any of this, stays out of it, keeps out of trouble because it's what Kathleen wants. You can see there is more of these individuals. You need to make one big move and get out of here. You don't see Glover currently. You don't know whether they have been processed or anything like that, but you feel it. You feel the knife hot in your hands still. If anything, you can feel a little bit of, like, it feels so hot in your hands, and you feel it, like, not vibrating, but you think back to that, what it is, the thing, and you noticed when you broke into the case at the beginning and you pulled it out, there was like a little placard on it. You remember seeing it, that sort of thing, that something about blood activates it in some way. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna drive the bayonet into my leg.
All right.
It's down by my side, and just jam it into my leg, and just lean forward and be like, I hate my life with Glover.
Wow. As you speak that, you jab in, this hot white pain expands from your upper thigh. You can feel the knife covered in your blood. As a result, you will gain a critical wound at this point.
Ooh, that's great.
I really like, that is such an incredible sort of move. I would love to know, from your point of view as a player, I guess, this is me just talking to you as a storyteller, because I think this is really cool. And I don't wish to take away, like, you die and you don't succeed, or Glover doesn't get out, etc. What, I guess, do you think the knife does that gives you an advantage, or gives you something in this, but at the cost of your life? So I think, like, that's such a, you've given all these secrets, you've given it something, you've distracted it. Do you want this thing defeated, or is it better to have like a worse ending, that it was always going to be that the house remains, the hotel remains, if you see what I mean? I want to ask you, the player, directly, like, what ending would you like?
I'm a sucker for a happy ending, which is why I feel like when the opportunity arises, let's not. So the expectation is that this white hot thing drops onto the oak and it starts to burn.
Amazing.
It starts to set the place alight.
Incredible.
And yeah, it is that kind of, the hotel is damaged, allowing possibly Glover, possibly anyone else who's kind of halfway, allowing a window of escape if they can. But it's too late for Connor, because just driving an old bayonet into your own leg and then it being white hot burning, that's not going to end well. Or it's that whatever happens, Connor becomes part of this. The obsession with the concierge as to what it is, what focus, what it is, what happened. How does the concierge just arrive? That obsession, while the window of opportunity is there to escape, Connor doesn't take it.
I love that. Yeah. The knife, that pain, you bring it out of your thigh. You don't retract it. You cut through your thigh because the pain is so intense, and yet the blood sets it on fire. It just is that it is wreathed in white flames, and it's so bright that even you can't see it. The entity has no face, but the sort of fabric versions of these people, very much stretched skin blankets of these things, like look down, their eyes no longer there, but there's a shock as you drop it, and just this whole place is just tinder. It is old as curling wallpaper and stuff like that. It just sets up like a matchstick. The fire burns. You hear, if we go to the point of view of the old man and Bruiser, they are outside. They heard the screams and what was going on, so they've gone to the normal space of watching outside. They see this hotel, this picturesque, Kathleen's B&B burning. It just happens. A moment happens where, sat on the swing bench, suddenly Glover appears. They look incredibly pale, not ghoulish or anything like that, but they wake up, the smell of smoke, they are coughing, man, and they sort of manage to get out and crawl towards you. The Bruiser sort of indicates as that, and so the old man sort of like, hello, and manages to pull Glover from the wreckage of the hotel. It burns for many, many hours. The sunrise appears. Nothing is found in the hotel. Obviously, police who were chasing yourselves and Glover finally pick up on the trail, and after interview Glover, it's taken into custody to discuss about what happened. Obviously, their recollection of the night, incredibly hazy. They just remember drinking water and being put to bed, and then just feeling a sense of closeness and being pushed together and crushed, and then suddenly out with the smoke and the fire. No one finds any remains of Connor. There is no remains of any of the other missing hotel guests. It totals up to be about 20 people over the years. The old man is taken in for questioning, and due to age and obviously being aware of life circumstances, he took some babbling about some entity doing a deal with so that Kathleen's hotel could survive. They let him go. A year later, on the same patch of land is a building. Very similar to the one that you entered in all those days ago. Same layout, many rooms leading off from a corridor. An old, timeless, well cleaned, but like old ancient lobby. Leaflets saying, "Come to the State Fair 21 years ago." A bell. But behind the hotel desk isn't an array of keys. It's a picture, a painting. A very abstract painting of reds and browns, aggressive, unusual to have in a lobby. And a couple coming in from the door, like clearly lost their way in the middle of the night. No individual to greet them. And they look around, they see there's no one in the lobby. And they see a bell on the desk. With a little card next to it that says, "Ring for assistance." And the couple, the two ladies, come look round. And they ding the bell. I think that's what will end our scenario of the driver.
You!
Me? Oh, you,
Amazing.
my friend. No. Oh, Reese, that was so cool. No,
Glorious,
honestly.
Fiona. Thank you.
No, thank you. Because again, at that ending, I was like, for me, I was like, worst case scenario. But I was like, no, what would you want in this ending? Because I feel like, yeah, that was so cool. Really well done, Reese. If people want to find out more about where they can hear your lovely, lovely voice and find you all over the internet, let us know, friend. Where can we find you on socials? Any other podcasts you're on? And yeah, any upcoming projects for the year?
Well, I am findable at reeselawton.com, which hopefully I will have updated that website by this point. My socials, I have absolutely no consistency on my socials. I go by so many names. Hopefully by this point I will have consolidated into a single entity. But normally you can find me at DRAULL on Twitter and variations thereof. All findable at reeselawton.com. You can hear me on... Oh, crikey. What can people hear me on? You can hear me on Ethics Town podcast, on The Secret of St. Kilda, The Amelia Project, Realms of Peril and Glory with the wonderful Fiona.
Yeah.
And yes, you can, and RP Geeks as well. You can find me pretty much where all good podcasts are found, and all bad podcasts too, because that's how podcasts work.
That's how they work, yeah.
That's how they work.
If you want to see an incredible Reese performance, anytime Reese is on Blood on the Clock Tower and you're like, I don't know if you're evil, because Reese, as you are so lovely, and it is incredible. So yeah, absolutely. That's my favorite performance, is watching Reese lie to me and going, you're a liar, but I love you. So
look, I maintain I'm a bad person, but I'm not always an evil character.
That is true.
That's true. That's how I manage it.
My favorite thing is when you're put on the block and go, no, I understand. And I'm going like, no, you stop it. We're putting you on the block.
Anytime when people are like, oh, well, you're on the block, so we're going to have to execute. I'm like, oh yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't, but
I
okay.
wouldn't, but I see your reasoning. I'm like, you bastard, stop it! No, it's amazing. Thank you so much, Reese. I honestly, I knew this scenario would suit you so well. So,
thank you so much.
No, thank you. The What Am I Rolling podcast was created, recorded, and edited by me, Fiona Howard. This episode's player was Reese. This episode's RPG was KULT Divinity Lost, and the scenario was The Driver. You can find out more information about KULT Divinity Lost and grab your own copy on the Helmgas website. That's www.webshop.helmsgas.se.
The theme music was 8-Bit March by Twin Musicon of twinmusicon.org, licensed under a Creative Commons 4.0 license. If you want to find out more about the podcast, check out the website. That's www.wairpodcast.com. Fancy getting in touch? Email the podcast at whatamIrollingpodcast@gmail.com. Finally, follow the podcast on all social media. You can find us at WAIR_podcast for latest news on upcoming episodes. All the links are in this episode's show notes, including a link to our Discord. And remember, adventurers need not apply.